Good morning. Today we're going to take you inside to show you the process of changing out and updating, reupholstering our valances and curtains and window treatments. We purchased this motorhome a few months ago. It's a 2011, and I think the decor is actually fairly attractive, not quite dated yet, and I think they did a nice job, but we have a couple of reasons that we're going to want to change the decor up slightly, and I'll show you why. You can see what the window treatments look like. A couple of reasons that we want to change this. Let me come around. We've got some under the kitchen there. We've got over the door. They're well built, they're attractive. I like the wood pieces on them. However, there's two things. One, I think the material is not long for looking dated. Two, it's just not our personality. And three, the way the valances are built, they actually come down the sides of the windows like this. And what that does is create a place that you cannot lean back. For instance, here at the dinette, this thing sticks out a good 5 or 6 inches and basically makes it very uncomfortable for the person sitting on the inside seat. Likewise, you can't really lean back very comfortably because the valances come so low. And then the same thing sort of happens over here. I could envision putting a large pillow against this wall so that you have a nice view of the television. Problem is, you got the valance coming down. We could recover what we had, chop them up, take those lower portions off, or we could completely rebuild something custom. I would prefer to go the easiest route possible. I understand that a new buyer would probably want to see things maybe a little more neutral. That always helps sell things better. And I think some buyers like to know that things are in original condition. So what we decided to do was take these down, and I'm going to custom build new valances. Thank goodness there's only one more. We're here in the garage, and I've already gotten a few steps ahead of you without the camera. This is what the valance looks like off the wall. So it's constructed very simply. The day and night shades went across from here to here. Those came out real easily. Now we're going to start recreating this, but without the legs, so that we can upholster it and get it up on the walls. You might be a little intimidated to pull this down because of the day and night shades, but it's very simply done. Basically, you've got the the two rolls. They're in these little binders that if you pull it like that, it'll come out. And then this side's got a little hook. So let me show you what that looks like. It's little square pieces. They fit inside of that black mounting bracket. This is on all of them to sort of separate the two. I suppose there's some kind of reason you need to keep them separated, so it just mounts into the bracket like that. Same bracket on the other side. In fact, all 4 brackets are the same. Black one came out. You've just got this little spring-loaded tip, so it fits in the mounting bracket, and the spring helps you get it out. I did take a few pictures before I pulled this apart. Another tip to remember is when you're facing the valance, the pull for the night shades is on the right-hand side of every one of my windows, and the pull for the day shade is on the left-hand side. And here are the 4 brackets in place. The way these were mounted into the motorhome was simply wood screws into the upper cabinets. I am going to write on the inside of each of these what window it came from. Well, we finally have all the valances taken off of the walls. All of them were fairly easy except for the ones in our large slide over here in the living space. It was really hard to get to the mounting screws. Ethan helped me out, and we eventually got it, but boy was it a project. It actually looks pretty reasonable without the valances at all, or without any window treatment. It's got a nice clean look, and wanted to show it to you. Of course, even if you like the clean look, if you want to have day and night shades, you're going to have something on your windows. So the valances that we're building are sort of a minimum. Now, construction wise, theirs is fairly complicated with multiple layers. I'm doing mine as a very simple box, and I want to keep it lightweight. I want to go definitely no heavier than what theirs was. I won't have any problem doing that, and I think I'm actually going to be able to cut my weight like in half. And when you have 15 of these throughout the motorhome, cutting the weight in half will let me bring maybe a case of beer. I'm at the table saw. I am going to use a very thin plywood to keep that weight down and reinforce all the corners. So here's my plan. Let me show you the pieces I have. I've got this very thin, like less than 1/4 inch ply, and that's what I'm gonna build it out of. And then I've got like maybe 3/8 ply or so that I'm going to cut into small strips and use the strips to reinforce all the corners and to give me edges that my staples will fit in. I'm going to use a staple gun. All right, here's sort of a prototype of what I'm after. So the inside you can see is framed out with the thicker 2x so I can glue it and staple. This is the top that's going to go up against the cabinet. This will be the face of it and the side of it. So I've got, and it's really light, but it's going to be half the weight of what was in there. We have a 6-inch dimension on the face. I did make one that was about 5.5, and my day and night shades show a little bit, and I want them to be hidden, and I'm about 5 inches out in depth from the wall. So I'm going to rip a piece of this ply down. I guess I can rip 5-inch strips and 6-inch strips. My measurements don't have to be perfect. This is getting covered in batting and fabric. So, you know, an 1/8 inch here or there, not a huge deal. All right, I cut them all a little big, just stapled the 3 strips together flush on one side, and I'm going to do a hairline trim on this side, get them all perfect together. Wait for your blade to stop. Sorry, but I built one already. Here she goes. Basic box. This one's going over the chair, and the back is open, of course. And you can see how I really just put enough wood in there to give me something to tack my upholstery to. These larger pieces will hold the hardware for the day and night shades, and that's it. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. While I'm out in the garage putting the woodworking together, Cindy's in here doing the fabric and getting all the fabric cut and ready for the pieces I build. So once we get in the swing of things here, we should knock these out pretty quick. So next step is we take our box, we lay it over our batting. I'm using the thickest batting I could find. I guess you could double up if you wanted, but it's coming out looking pretty nice with just one layer of batting. So the batting's going to go on like this. Actually, Cindy's inside right now ironing the material. The material's going to go under the batting, so I'll have to pick that up. Go ahead.
You want us?
I already said stuff. All right, so we have a finished product here. This is how it's going to go. This part goes up against the top of the cabinet. These are just stapled to the back side. I need you to come around one side of me or the other and hold it in there. You see how there's some space? Yeah. I want it halfway between. Okay. What do we think? It's all right. I've had a slight change in plans. Had an idea. The valances that came with the motorhome had these wood plaques on them, which obviously is stained and matches the cabinets and whatnot. I've always liked that touch. I'm gonna pry them off. They're just held on with some little staples. They're really lightweight. I thought it was a solid piece of wood. It's not a solid piece of wood. I'm gonna try integrating these into the new valances. So I'm gonna just take the screwdriver on the top side here. Try to make a little bit of room. There we go. No, the other ones came off much easier than that. There we go. There we go. And you can see that the only thing holding these on is like little office staples and then 3 sort of brad staples. What I really like I said in the beginning of the video, is that we'll now be able to sit on the sofa here, lean against the wall. We won't have anything in our backs, and you know, we can put a pillow there. We're now finished with the valance project and have lived with it for several months, and have to say it served the purpose we were after. We were looking to make all the seating situations more comfortable so that we could lean against walls and things like that, give us a little more space. After we got them up on the wall, we had a few ideas to put a little trim pieces on them, and I think they came out really nice. If you're enjoying videos like these, please give us some support. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell. Leave us a comment. Have you changed out your valances? I know it's a very common conversation that I see on forums and Facebook groups. And now, having done it ourselves, I would say go for it. It'll certainly give your coach that personal touch that fits your family, and you just might solve some functional concerns while you're doing it. See you next time.